So, as you've seen in the intro, today I'll be making two different presents. The first of which is actually pretty cool, I think. It's some kind of tunnel box inside of which I put a music box mechanism and I layered some drawings. And the second present that I'll be doing later, it's just a painting on a canvas. It has honestly been a while since I last did some crafty project like this, and it's always super fun when I do them, which is also why I usually enjoy making presents. Um, these two presents in particular, they're for the same person, and I've been giving them a lot of gifts over the years, most of which I'm doing myself. So I've already given them regular drawings and paintings. So now every time I have to make another present for them, I always feel like it's a good occasion for me to try and experiment with new things, new crafts, and new techniques that I never used before because I don't want to always gift the same thing to people. And also, as I said before, this is not the type of project that I do often. So it's always nice to try and do something new. Something that I especially like with this type of crafty project is that it doesn't make me stress, and I don't usually have to overthink it because, as you'll be seeing in the video, it's just a tiny bit of drawing or painting. Most of it is just me finding a way to build this object and working with different materials and see how I can make them stick together. So it's a different type of thinking that I have to do that I find to be really fun because I'm rather used to drawing people or characters, and maybe it's because of the way I grew up and the artists that I saw around me and the kind of competition that I felt was a thing on social media for a while. But for a very long time, I felt like I had to get better continuously at drawing what I draw. So it was like people or characters and fan arts because I wasn't satisfied yet with the skills that I had. And whenever I would go on social media, which I used because I'm not currently using them anymore, but which for ever since I got into them, honestly, I've only used them to follow artists and see what people are making, like the kind of art that people are making, and posting my art on it as well. Seeing so many amazing art always made me feel like I had to do better as well because I wanted to draw like these people. And well, I do think it's a good thing to try and get better, but at some point it kind of becomes quite stressful. And the reason why I started drawing in the first place is just because I enjoyed it. So, um, I don't really like having to stress about things like that. I'd rather just enjoy drawing. And the thing is, it's not even my job. Like, drawing and making illustration or making paintings, not even my job. So, since I guess it's still a hobby for me at this point in time, I guess I have the luxury of not having to stress about my skills since my job and my livelihood doesn't depend on it. But even then, I know I'm stressing about it. And I've been thinking about this for maybe the past 1 or 2 years, and I realized that it is a shame to be stressing that much about the way I draw or what I draw. And because of that, I have been enjoying drawing less than I used to. I still enjoyed it very much, but I've realized that when I compare, or at least I guess right now it's different because I became aware of it for a few months now, so I'm trying to work on it. But like maybe last year or the year before, I was still enjoying drawing, but I was more stressed about it than enjoying it. And when I think about my younger self, back when I used to draw without a care of anything, not caring about my level, my skills, or how good at it was, I was just enjoying it so much and having so much fun, regardless of the result. Well, what I'm trying to say here is that um, doing this crafty project really helped me to find this pure enjoyment that comes with creating something that I had a hard time finding again in drawing, because it might be because I'm sure it is because it's not something that I grew up doing, and I never felt any kind of stress regarding this type of crafty activities. So it's way easier for my brain not to overthink it as I'm doing it. And honestly, it's just really fun to just um, have random ideas of things you could build with objects you find lying around, putting it to paper, and then actually building it. This first present that I'm doing, actually, it's been on my mind for over a year, maybe 2 years. I'm the type of person that loves to find like random objects in my house that people are leaving, like discarding, not that people are forgetting, like random boxes, empty boxes, or random small object that people have no use for, and hoarding them. Like I literally have in my room 3 boxes stacked on top of one another in which I put small things that I think are interesting that I could later use in a crafty project. And when I tell you I keep the randomest thing, it is it is true. From the top of my head, some examples of things I've been keeping there. I can say maybe, oh, I don't know if it's the same at where you're living at, but here, usually agrums, they come in nets when you get them from the store. I'm gonna try and put a picture on the screen. Not just agrums, but a bunch of veggies also come in nets when you buy them from the store. And I kept a bunch of these nets because I always felt like I could do something interesting with it. Or also rice bags, because at my house we buy these really big rice bags, like 10 kilograms or even more. And I always thought some illustrations are really cool, and the materials making up the bag are really sturdy. So actually, once I made a book with it. I made a notebook, and then I used some rice bag to make the cover of this notebook. And then there are just a bunch of random miscellaneous items or boxes that I think have potentials and that I'm keeping on the side in hopes that one day I'll have an interesting idea of a project to make with them. And that's actually basically what happened for the first present that I made, because both the box that I used and the music box were items that I found here. Box was like an empty chocolate box, and I thought it looked nice and sturdy, and it was also a nice square shape, so I felt like I had to keep it. And then the music box, it was actually a broken music box, because usually they come in, well, there's a wool box around it made out of metal that is covering the music box mechanism, but for whatever reason this one was broken, and so it was just lying around here and no one was using it, so I decided to take it. And actually same for the background as well, although I did it off camera. I found this really nice garland and I cut out the edges and I just glued them at the back of the box. And the green sheen that you see, hopefully you can see it, it's actually some pretty nice green fabric that I added on top, and I stapled it to the box. And the fabric, I believe it's from some tablecloths that I found as well. Oh, and the decoration that I added on the cake, they are also from the same garland that I used for the background. I just cut out the edges this time. So, as you can see, a lot of stuff that I used were totally not intended for craft purposes, but I just used them as I saw it fit. And that's also something that I really enjoy doing. Like, just, I don't know, seeing everyday life object, finding potential in them, and reusing them to make some nice project. I think it's really fun. I really like how free of rule craft is. Um, I mean, you could argue that art is also free of rule, and yeah, I guess. But perhaps it's because of, as I said before, my upbringing and all of the thought that I've been having on drawing and illustration ever since I was young, that I have a hard time to not overthink things when I do them. And I don't have this issue with crafts since it's not something that I used to do when I was younger. Oh, and by the way, something else that I've used in both of this project, and that I'd never used before, is a modeling paste. It's in the white tube that I showed multiple times. I used it to cover the edges of the box, the first present, and then I also used it in the second present to make the mouth in the volume. So it was my first time using this medium. I actually, the only reason I bought it is because there's an art store that I usually go to buy my art supplies, and well, last year when I went one time, they had a really good discount. It was this modeling paste along with a tube of sand effect, and it was only €5, I believe, really cheap. So I thought, well, this is the occasion to buy it and try it out, because I'm pretty sure both of these mediums are usually much pricier. So I got them, and the tube with the sand effect, I used it already before, but this was my first time using the modeling paste, and I was quite curious as to, well, how it worked and the result that I could get with it. And I have to say, it is quite fun to use. It is really fun to use. I felt like, honestly, I really felt like a kid playing with cream on the cake, but at the same time, it was, the result wasn't as good as I expected it. And I just mean that I feel like, well, it did harden and a little bit of volume remained, but that's the issue. I feel like it lost a lot of volume between when I applied it and left it to dry and when it hardened and I went back to it on the following day. I don't know if it's because perhaps the specific modeling paste that I got was older. I don't know. I didn't check the dates. I don't even know if there's like, there should be some kind of dates on the tube, right? Yeah, I don't know if it's this or if it's just me that should have applied more. But yeah, in the end, I felt like, especially on the moth painting, you don't really see the volume that much, and I would have loved to have more volume. So maybe next time I'll put more, or just won't put any at all. Or maybe if I really want more volume, I should put some cardboard first and add it on top, or put clay. But it was fun to try out. Something else that I had a lot of fun with on this moth painting was the oil pastel that I used. And by the way, a little sidetrack, but there was so much back and forth on this painting because well, basically the thing that happened is that before I started it, I had a vision. Like I pictured something in my mind. I had an idea that I thought was really good. But then when I tried to actually make it, it wasn't good at all. And you don't even see it on the camera because I didn't have to record it to realize that it wasn't such a good idea. And so basically I didn't have a plan anymore, and I just went with whatever was coming into my mind without prepping anything beforehand. So I was just figuring out if it was looking good in real time, which is why I ended up covering up a bunch of things. But I think the end result looks really good, so I'm happy. Going back to the oil pastel, it was really fun. I think it was my second time layering all pastels on top of acrylic, and I really like the texture that it gives. I don't usually use all pastel that much because I don't like how dirty my desk get afterwards, but it's really fun. Maybe I should try to use them a bit more. Anyway, I had a lot of fun making these two presents, so I hope this will encourage you to just try things, whatever it is. Just try it and have fun. I definitely should try to make this kind of project more often because it's really fun. Anyway, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.